الصحية والحيوية، استشاري Public Health وزارة الصحة. I'm Dr. مجبل النجار, the Director of Health and Vital Statistics Department in the Ministry of Health. I'm a consultant in public health. I'm pleased that you are here to attend this lectures or sessions. This is the most important sessions that we are, or to get to know about it, to be aware about how to write the cause of the certificate. We will start the first session with a short note about ICD and what we are meant by ICD-10 and the HS11. Then we will take a break for 15 minutes or 20. Then we will start the second session for how to write because of the certificate. Actually, it's most important that I need you to attend the second session. And please, it's not important for the 5 points in CME. It's most important to attend this session and to how to write the cause of the certificate. Thank you. The main objective of this orientation is to know the actual causes of hospital admission. Some of the admission sheets, they are incomplete. So the most important for this session to how to fill it up and be sure that the hospital admission sheet is complete. To know the actual causes of mortality for the country, because we are sending for WHO and there is a comparison between Kuwait and the other regional countries and the whole world countries that members in WHO, and they are compared with the numbers and the statistical numbers or statistical analysis, what we have in diseases or mortality or morbidity cases compared with the other countries. To facilitate the work of the coders, some of the HS11 sheets that we received from all sectors, governmental and private sector, they are not clearly written, not clear. I mean, the coder is using the looking for the word you are writing, the final diagnosis, and what's the procedure that you did for this patient. Some of the doctors, or maybe 90% of the doctors, they are writing it in briefs, not whole words, whole disease. So we are going to look at those examples later. The medical code. The medical code is to translate diseases and procedures from words to into numeric or alphanumeric form in order to easy handle, easy store, easy retrieve, easy analyze. What does it mean? If any disease is written by doctors in the HS11, we are translating this disease, specific disease, to a code to easily be compared and to be entered in the computer and then to the program and easy to be analyzed comparing with the other diseases. It's not entered to the program by the name of the disease. We have the ICD-10, ICD-M, CCHI. ICD, this is what we meant by International Classification of Diseases. All you are right in your or wrote in the HS11 sheet. We are using the ICD-10 cause of the, like I said, those are the books that we are using for coding ICD-10, and there is an electronic copy. I think all over the governmental hospitals, they have a copy for electronic, or you can download this electronic copy from the site which you will get it now. The ICD-10 and its application, it's 10th revision for International Classification of Diseases. This one is a statistical classification of diseases, injuries, and causes of death. It includes all these parts and produced by the WHO. The codes are designed to be used for mortality and morbidity statistical purposes. This is the site. gis.enro.who.int/ICD-10/. So you will get the ICD-10 electronic copy from this site. ICD-10 comes as 3 volumes. Volume 1, tabular list of disease conditions, instructions for coding, and alphabetical. This is what I mean by we are using your words. You are writing the word for a disease, specific disease, after the patient discharged from your ward or the hospital with a disease, specified disease. We are translating it to a code using the ICD, like acute bronchitis. Typical ICD-10 codes, it's containing of 4 characters. First character, the numeric, it's a letter from A to Z. Then number, second and third characters, numbers from 0 to 99. Then the decimal point. Then the 4th character, it divides from 0 to 9. It helps us in many diseases that should be classified. Like the hepatitis. The hepatitis alone, if you are writing this patient complaining or discharged with, he came with hepatitis and treated. If hepatitis, it will has this code, K75.9. But if you are more specific, hepatitis, it's acute, so get another code. With hepatic failure, it's another code, different than the others. And so on, even due to alcoholic, even it has another code. If infectious, another code. With hepatic coma, another code. So that's what we mean to be sure or to be more specific about the disease, that the patient is admitted to the hospital and you diagnose it with a certain disease, not just hepatitis, acute, maybe chronic, maybe alcoholic, maybe infectious, whatever. Each diagnosis, more specified or more specific, will get the right code in our department. Doctor's diagnosis, chronic viral hepatitis, type C. If we wrote it, or the doctor wrote it, just hepatitis, it will be K75.9. But if it's viral, it will be another code. If more specific, chronic, it will be more another code. And so on. Type. If B, it will be. So that's why we are asking you, doctors, if you are writing hepatitis, just hepatitis, it will be, we will code it, it's hepatitis, but what type of hepatitis we don't know. So we need to be more specific. it's B18.2. So instead of, if it's K75 line, it should be by ICD code B18.2 because it's chronic viral hepatitis type C. Chronic viral hepatitis type C. The HS11 sheet or form, it consists of 3 parts. The personal, date of admission, and the final diagnosis, and then the surgical and diagnostic procedures. Personal data, it's filled by the other personnel. The admission data, the date of the date of admission, department, which department, date of discharge, and source of admission, outpatient or casualty. Because in the statistical analysis and numbers, we need to know, because the decision makers, they are most of the time, or even you, asking us how many patients in Mubarak Hospital discharge or visit the surgical casualty. We don't know. Sometimes it's not written. If it's surgical or it's medical or it's pediatric. The medical, surgical, data. This is the important, and we are looking for this one. The final diagnosis. And the main reason for admission, why you admit this patient. The principal diagnosis. Then, any other condition that the patient has been treated for during her or his stay. The most important is the patient complaining of abdominal pain. And once you examine him, you discover something else. It should be written. Then, this session number 21, diagnosis related to accident and poisoning. This one only to be used in case of accident or poisoning. Sometimes, we will see later, the admission of traffic accident. It's RTA. Okay, what kind of accident? Is it bike? Is it car? Is it truck? This one also gets inside the comparison in ICD-10. We have the codes for it. Because we have to differentiate between many types of accident, traffic accident. Pedestrian crossing the street or accident falling down in tap. So more specific for more comparison.